Get ready for an exciting show because you are watching Now You're Talking with me, your host, Jessie Marcinkavage. This is the first edition of the show, and this talk show will air every Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Now remember, for some reason, if you cannot watch it live, it will be recorded onto our archives on www.coshoctontv.com. I'll be having special guests on the talk show, and if you have any suggestions, please email me, Jessie, Jessi, at coshoctontv.com. Now on to the show. And by the way, there are no DNA results at the end of Now You're Talking. The headlines from this week. Roscoe Village is offering hands-on gardening volunteer program. And for more information, you can call 623-6526. And that's for folks who are interested in learning the tricks of the trade while working in the gardens. Also, good luck to my buddy, Riverview Junior High School 7th grader, Will Fanara. He is the son of Charles and Sarah Fanara, and he's going to be competing in the Ohio National Geographic Bee on Friday at the Ohio State University campus in Mansfield. So good luck, Will. And congratulations to Jason Given. He's going to be receiving the Ohio State Bar Foundation's Community Service Award for attorneys 40 and under at the Ohio State Bar Association District 9 annual meeting on April 3rd at the Cherry Valley Lodge in Newark. And Jason Given, is our prosecuting attorney for Coshocton County. Congratulations to Katie Holtz. She has been named the United Way Volunteer of the Month from the United Way, and she volunteers for the Mentoring Center of Coshocton County. And Jordan Mollett of Coshocton had the Champion Angus of the 2012 Ohio Beef Expo Junior Show on March 18th in Columbus. He was sponsored by the Ohio Cattlemen's Association and placed third in the Senior Showman Contest. Now on to the show, the exciting part of Now You're Talking. You can see here beside me, I do have a guest, and no, it is not sunny in here. I actually have a comedian here. He has a disability. He is blind, and his name is Troy Hammond. And Troy is very funny. He does perform at the Warehouse Steak and Stein. And Troy, welcome.
Thanks for having me. It's going to be hard to follow the Angus.
Well, do the best you can, Troy.
Hey, it's early.
That's right. Have you always been blind, Troy?
I have glaucoma. I went blind when I was in 9th grade, right as, the curriculum changed and everything, and, well, had to adapt at that time and have been adapting ever since because, well, people keep changing things, moving things around on me. Well, being a traveling comic, at least, I'm pretty sure Fargo will be where Fargo was last time I was there. So, until we start moving states, I'm good.
Do you ever find people speak loudly to you just because you have a blind?
It's very important to remember when speaking to someone with a disability or from another land. You need to speak clearly, slowly, and simplify things just so I have something to talk about after they leave the room.
Troy, do you have anybody special in your life?
I've been with the same lady now for about 20 years. We met at a wedding, which I've always been against those kind of meetings usually just because the next day you realize what you've done. And but yeah, we've been together a long time. Before her, I dated a lot of girls. I even once, back in the 80s, got stuck on a blind date. Boy, was she surprised. Don't feel obliged to laugh. Some of this stuff's for me. But yeah, I've over the years I've dated a lot of women. Some of them I think dated me because they thought they'd get the good parking space.
Well, you can't park close to Walmart.
Well, I'm not going to bring Walmart up today because have a little. Let's just say you should never stack glass bottles of salad dressing on an end cap. They had about like 16 bottles, piece of cardboard, 16 bottles, piece of cardboard, 16 bottles, piece of cardboard, 16 bottles, Troy took a sharp left and had to get rid of those black boots. Nobody wants a pair of size 9s that smell like Russian dressing.
Troy, is there anything that you don't do in your acts anymore?
There's all sorts of things. I used to have a routine that I thought was hysterical. I have a few people who always ask me, "Why don't you do that anymore?" And well, it's a story about Jeffrey Dahmer. You know, let's face it, that's really not that topical anymore. You know, how much can you say about an eating disorder? But I used to do a thing on stage because I caught a story on CNN. CNN had this story about how to raise funds for the victims' families, they were going to auction off all of Jeffrey Dahmer's kitchen appliances. And someone spent $100,000 on a fridge.
Oh my gosh.
And on stage I pointed out, that is hilarious to me. Someone would spend $100,000 on a fridge. I got mine at a yard sale for $75. Okay, sure, it doesn't have the drawer to keep heads crisp.
Oh, Troy.
It's not dirty, but for some reason, some people are shocked. And that's the beauty of the shock value of comedy, is what I've always enjoyed about it. You know, here's this blind guy traveling around the country doing stuff he has no business doing. And, you know, I've ridden the mechanical bull several times. I almost got my picture riding a camel, but I slid off the back. Which was a big surprise for me and the camel. The camel turned around to see what happened. And that's the glamour of the road.
Are there any areas or maybe occasions that some people are not comfortable at? Maybe like at a funeral?
Well, see, funerals, I like a good funeral joke.
Who doesn't?
Because I used to do a story, and I finally had to explain to people that it wasn't real. It was, you know, this is a show. You've come to see a show. This is not you don't go to a bar, have 5 cocktails, and watch a motivational speaker. But I did this whole thing about being at a funeral, being a pallbearer, and then basically the setup was, you know, I've been a pallbearer 6 times, 5 successfully. The one time was pretty weird though, because someone was counting steps on the way into the church, and they didn't realize that the last step up counted as a step. I slipped. Uncle Joe went sliding down the hill, hit a tree. Coffin popped open. People were crying, except for me. I had my arm around my grandma. I kept saying, "Grandma, it's okay, don't cry. 2 weeks ago, that fall would have killed him." And in fact, I recently lost my dad. Well, I didn't lose him. He's at the cemetery with Mom. But my folks, I was raised Catholic. I had a very spiritual upbringing. I do believe that after this life there is something. And if it's anything like my dad was hoping for, he's doing whatever he wants now, and I'm happy for him. But if it's anything like Mom wanted, well, Dad's doing whatever she wants. And I'm still kind of happy for him, because at least she's a good cook. But yeah, I did a joke about after my mom passed away, I thought this was hilarious. My dad thought it was hilarious. So to me, you know, there's 2 people who like the joke, so I tried it. I basically went on stage one night and said that, you know, my mom's gone now and she's in heaven. She's with her sisters and her parents, and if it's anything like what she wanted, she's sitting around a kitchen table somewhere, smoking cigarettes, drinking coffee, talking with her family about the dead people down the street they don't really like, but they always speak to at church. And I work with some dirty and vulgar people occasionally, but that, for some reason, is looked upon as more disturbing than a guy talking about taking a poo. See, I'm on TV, so I'm going to say taking a poo. That's not anything like what the guy said, and he took 20 minutes to describe it to the audience. He got to go golfing the next day. They left me at the hotel. So I don't really golf, but I like driving the cart. Because if you're going to get in an accident at 4 miles an hour, you have a good chance of walking away and kicking the cart.
Troy, where all do you do your comedy acts at? Where do you go across the United States?
Anywhere there's a check. If you look at my Facebook page, I even put it, you know, where does he work? Anywhere there's a check. That clears. But I've traveled through about 32 states. I've been all over the country as far as the Badlands and down Florida, Texas. Made it as far as New York City. I've been to LA briefly. I was in LA actually, gosh, well over 20 years ago. I was doing a TV thing. I bet nobody here in the audience is old enough to remember Our Magazine with Gary Collins. Gary Collins now does adjustable bed commercials. But yeah, I was on that show the day before they had a 5.7 earthquake in LA, so that was kind of neat. Usually I don't get out of the shower and feel the entire building shake. That was kind of cool. I wouldn't say I want to live through it twice, but the gentleman I was traveling with at the time was from New York, so his reaction was, well, it was no worse than the subway. I'm thinking, was King Kong a block away last time you were on the subway? But yeah, I get around a lot, well, I was in Coshocton last month, so, my career is soaring. So, I've been involved at the old warehouse doing the shows there for the past 3 years now. We've provided them with quality entertainers, and the April show I believe is sold out. So April 7th, if you call the old warehouse, they may have a few tickets left, but the May show, I know the May show they haven't sold out yet because you guys go nuts. Every show they have had, we have sold out for the past year. So, that says something. Plus, they do really have good sweet potato fries.
Troy, is there any words of encouragement you can give to somebody who might have a disability? What gets you through? I know laughter is a big part for you, but you do get put in situations because of a disability.
Well, yeah, if you take it too seriously, it's going to bring you down. You can't let other people's impressions of you get in your way. You have to be who you are. You have to be true to yourself, and most importantly, you have to make the best of the situation. Have a good time when you can. And hope the police didn't see you. That story will be on another interview.
Troy, anything else that you would like to add?
Well, let's see. The May show, I should tell who the comics will be in May at the old warehouse. You can see Mark Nope, and the opening act will be Chris Cohen. They're both very funny. It will be a fun show. I'm going to come out. I usually don't come to shows I book because I've heard it all. But I'm glad that the community has embraced comedy, and if ever any organizations are looking to do anything using comics, just contact John Larson at the old warehouse. He'll put you in touch with me, and I can get you a comic that'll fit the situation. I know comics of all sorts of different backgrounds and a couple of guys with disabilities, but as far as comics with disabilities go, I travel further than most. There's a comic in Boston who does the Boston area. There's a guy in Seattle who does the Seattle area, and again, if I can find the bus station, I'll be wherever you want me to be. I'll just bring a bag of Skittles on the bus and I'll be fine.
Once again, Troy Hammond. We do have a little studio audience, so give it up for Troy Hammond. And Troy, where can people check you out on the internet?
You can go to troyhammond.com. There are video clips, there are audio clips, there are a few pictures of me. One of them is me in a smoke-filled room with Dave Chappelle. Make your own assumption. And there are also t-shirts at the site, which I meant to bring today to you and one of your staff, but last time I was in Coshocton, got wiped out on t-shirts. I have a 4X, a 2X, and 2 smalls at home. But yeah, check out the website, check out the t-shirts. Everybody loves the t-shirts. They're Braille. They say if you can read this, it's sexual harassment. And they've paid quite a few bills.
Well, once again, thank you, Troy Hammond. And let's get into some of the activities that will be happening here in Coshocton County this weekend. We have the Ring the Bells for Habitat concert. It's at the Presbyterian Church on North 4th Street, and that concert gets underway at 3 o'clock. There's also the Edward E. Montgomery Junior Piano Competition at the Triple Locks Theater. That starts at 7 o'clock on Sunday, April 1st, and both of those are on April 1st for Ring the Bells for Habitat and also the Edward E. Montgomery Junior Piano Competition. Both are on Sunday.
No April Fool. Check them out.
That's right. Now, there is an Easter egg hunt on April 7th, because I know parents are wanting to know where all the Easter egg hunts are at. Right now, we have April 7th at 11 at the Coshocton County Fairgrounds. And Equal Pay Day is Tuesday, April 17th, and you can join the Coshocton Business and Professional Women for dinner on Tuesday evening, April 17th at 6 o'clock at the Roscoe United Methodist Church. And the cost is $8 for women and $10 for men. Troy, I am sorry. It's $10.
The manageable hair is not going to make it.
We can work on it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if I really feel dressing for dinner.
Now, if you are out and about at any of these activities, I need your help. You can take out your cell phone, put it on video camera, and get some footage of the Easter egg hunt or the Montgomery Junior Piano Competition, or also ring the bells for Habitat. All you gotta do is download that video to your YouTube channel. Say that 5 times, YouTube channel. Once you get it on the YouTube channel, then email me the link. And once again, my email address is Jessie, Jessi, at CoshoctonTV.com. This is your online TV station, and I need your help. So if you can do that, that'd be wonderful. Well, this concludes this first edition of Now You're Talking with me, Jessie Marcinkavich. Check us out live next Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Have a great day.